All right, welcome everyone. Today, we're unlocking the secrets of literally the most fascinating, complex machine on the planet, the human brain. If you've ever found yourself feeling a bit sluggish at work, completely forgetting where you left your keys, or maybe you just wished you had a little more mental clarity to hit the ground running, you are exactly in the right place. We're going to explore how to maximize your everyday brain function. And the best part? We're doing it entirely based on science. No crazy gimmicks, no weird diets, and definitely no passing trends. So, you might be wondering, is there a magic pill to boost your brain? Pop culture absolutely loves selling us this fantasy, right? We've all seen those movies where a character swallows some clear, futuristic-looking pill and suddenly learns a new language in an hour or writes a best-selling novel overnight. And man, it is incredibly tempting to believe in overnight cognitive upgrades. But does anything like that actually exist in the real world? The short, scientifically accurate answer is absolutely not. Okay, let's dive into this. The quick fix myth feeds us these flashy clickbait promises of instant IQ spikes and overnight results. We see the ads everywhere. The reality, though, is much more grounded. It focuses on daily habits that actually result in improved memory and better focus. We really need to leave that quick fix myth behind us right now. Real, tangible brain power simply doesn't come from some sudden biological hack. It comes from consistent, manageable, everyday routines that compound over time. It's really all about building a better brain day by day. Here is the roadmap for our explainer today. First, the quick fix myth, followed by fueling your brain engine, then movement and stress management, expanding your cognitive horizons, and finally, start with just one. Section 1. The quick fix myth. When we hear the phrase compound interest, we usually think of our finances, right? But honestly, it applies to neuroplasticity just as much. We aren't out here chasing exaggerated promises of suddenly gaining 50 IQ points. That's just not how our neurobiology works. True brain power is built exactly like wealth, slowly, steadily, and through daily habits. By making small, consistent deposits into your health, you are building a massive cognitive compound interest, and that interest pays out in sharper memory, laser-like concentration, and highly effective learning over your entire lifetime. Moving on to Section 2, fueling your brain engine. Let's move to and see how this builds our physical foundation. If you want a high-performance engine, you need high-quality fuel. For our biological basement, that means 3 strict non-negotiables: getting enough quality sleep, staying hydrated, and eating brain-friendly foods. These are the absolute foundational pillars for cognitive health. Basically, without these 3 habits, everything else we discuss in this explainer simply won't work. While you're getting what feels like quiet, restful sleep, your brain is actually incredibly active. A cleanup crew, scientifically known as the glymphatic system, is hard at work flushing out cellular waste and organizing all of the day's experiences. You see, when information is absorbed during the day, it's fragile. It can easily just slip away. Sleep is what locks that memory and focus into place. The effectiveness of this cleanup crew is literally the difference between effortlessly finding your car keys in the morning and wandering around the house feeling completely foggy. Coupled with sleep, we need premium oil and fuel for this engine. That means staying properly hydrated and eating brain-friendly foods. We're talking nutrient-dense foods like omega-3 rich salmon or walnuts that provide steady physical fuel to your system. We desperately want to avoid those quick sugar spikes that lead to that inevitable crashing fatigue in the mid-afternoon. By combining lots of water with a diet rich in stable nutrients, you keep the engine running smoothly, making sure your concentration levels remain high and steady from morning until night. All right, Section 3, movement and stress management. Think of these next 2 habits as crucial background processes for a smooth running mind: exercising regularly and managing stress effectively. These are the primary ways we perform daily system maintenance on our bodies to keep the mind sharp and prevent the engine from overheating. Think about it this way. Chronic stress is like running your brain's engine in the red zone all day long. When you exercise regularly, you're pumping oxygen-rich blood directly to your brain cells, keeping them nourished, healthy, and ready to fire. But if you're constantly stressed, well, your system is just flooded with cortisol. Managing that stress, whether that's through meditation, going for a workout, or actually just taking a genuine break away from your screens, prevents your brain from completely burning out its precious cognitive resources. And this brilliantly illustrates just how massive that drain really is. Under unmanaged chronic stress, a staggering 75% of your mental bandwidth gets entirely consumed by anxiety. That leaves a measly 25% available for actual focus, problem solving, and learning. If you've ever tried to master a new skill while you were worried sick about a deadline, you know exactly what this feels like. You literally do not have the bandwidth left to perform at your best. Clearing out that stress gives you your brain power back, expanding that 25% so you can actually thrive. Section 4. Expanding your cognitive horizons. To keep the brain sharp long-term, it needs to be actively challenged. So these are your software upgrades: reading or learning something new, and staying socially active or mentally engaged. A stagnant brain is a declining brain. You absolutely have to give it a reason to build new connections. Learning and socializing are the ultimate software updates for your brain. Just think about your phone or your computer. They need regular updates to fix bugs and keep running smoothly, right? Well, your brain is exactly the same. When you take the time to absorb a new educational explainer like this one, when you read a challenging book, or even when you just sit down and have a really deep, engaging conversation with a good friend, you are physically altering your brain structure. You're actively building highly resilient cognitive pathways. These pathways not only improve your everyday function, but they protect your mind's agility for the long haul. And finally, Section 5. Start with just one. So the crucial point is, do not try to do everything at once. Looking at a list of 7 different daily habits can feel incredibly overwhelming. Trying to overhaul your entire life overnight is just a guaranteed recipe for burnout and failure. The magic number here is 1. I want to challenge you to pick just one single habit from everything we've covered today. Don't try to conquer the whole list. Maybe you just focus on drinking an extra glass of water every morning, or maybe you commit to getting to bed just 30 minutes earlier. Which habit will you build for your brain tomorrow? I really want you to think about it. Pick that one single habit. Master it. Let it become total second nature. Then once you've successfully conquered it, come back and pick a second one from the list. Your brain is an incredible, highly adaptable machine, and you have the power to optimize it starting right now. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Get out there, take care of your mind, and I will see you next time.